video, I wanted to do something a little bit different with you stretching wise. So I do have my regular 8 and 15 minute and 22 minute routines on my rest days, but I also use this for pre-WOD. So I'm gonna use my Go WOD Mobility app. And what I did was I typed in the movements that I'm about to do. So I'm gonna have some overhead pressing, I'm gonna have some deadlifting, and then I'm gonna have some front squatting coming up in some workouts. So I wanna make sure that my body is ready to go for those movements. So I type those movements in and it's gonna take me through my warm-up protocol. And I usually take 10 or 15 minutes. Today I selected 15 minutes. So I'm gonna show you guys these exercises. For these exercises, I'm gonna use a band. I'm gonna have a PVC pipe. I also have a foam roller and then a lacrosse ball. And it's gonna kind of be a wide variety of different stretches on all different body parts. So let's get started. Oh, this one feels so good today. I hit some 10s on my squats yesterday because it's now time to get back into some training. And I woke up and I feel like I was going down the stairs backwards. It's crazy how if you actually let your body rest, it's not that you necessarily lose it, but that you have to build yourself back in. So I didn't even hit the prescribed percentages yesterday, but that's okay because I'm really sore today, which means I got something out of it. So this stretch, what I'm doing here is I'm holding 1 minute per side. You'll probably hear my app ding here in about 20 seconds, but I've tucked the band right into my hip and it's pulling up and back. So I'm getting an amazing stretch all through the outside of my hip. Just trying to relax into this and sit deep because I have to squat today and I'm pretty sore. So for my front leg, it's about to ding here in a second, don't let it scare you. But for my front leg, all I'm doing is tucking under. So I like to actually, I'll show you how I get into this stretch, is when I have the band around my hip, I like to almost step out like I'm into a lunge and then pull my leg across my body so I can sit my hips down and forward. And that's gonna give us a really great stretch through the hip as the band is distracting in the hip joint as well. The next one is actually just a good morning, but it's with our body weight. So I'm not gonna have any resistance, but what I'm gonna focus on is a clean hinge. And I'm gonna do this repeated movement pattern for 1 minute. So I'm gonna hit start. And what I'm gonna focus on doing is putting my feet directly under my hips as if I was deadlifting. One hand's on my belly and one hand's on my back. The reason I'm doing that, this should not be moving, it should be staying neutral. So I'm gonna think about almost like sucking up and in. So if somebody was gonna punch me, like I'm bracing, and then I'm gonna think about knees stay over my ankles as I'm reaching my hips back till I feel a really good stretch down the back of my legs. And then I'm gonna push through my heels and squeeze my butt. So I can turn to the side, reaching back, hinging and pushing. So what we don't want to do is when we hinge is let our lumbar round or even our thoracic. We want to keep as much of a neutral spine as we can, slow and controlled, warming up the hamstrings and prepping for the hinging motion. Okay guys, so I am doing a tricep smash right now. It's a little bit awkward to get into this position, but it's something we don't do often. I'm using my sidekick tool Fuse. It does vibrate, which is really cool too. You don't have to have that. You could just use a regular lacrosse ball, but essentially I'm just finding where it's a little bit sticky and I'm rolling forward and backwards. So this isn't one that I do all that much, but I do find it really helps me open up for pressing and helps me get into a better pressing position. Sometimes I go right on the side instead of down the middle because I don't have a lacrosse ball with me. That's okay. So I'm gonna hit 1 minute per tricep. Try to dig a little bit deeper towards my armpit. See if I can get everything to loosen up. Another idea for the tricep tricep smash that you've probably seen people do is if you are about to be pressing and you have your barbell in front of you on the rig, you can lie your arm over the barbell and just roll forwards and backwards, and that's gonna be really good too. You might not be able to get as much pressure because your arm's out in front instead of lying on the ground, but it's gonna do the trick. It's gonna really help us open up our triceps so we can get ready to press overhead. The next one is when we do a ton at CFP Fitness before a lower back intensive day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my legs in a V position and I'm gonna reach forward. I like to reach to my right, reach to my left, and then from here, keeping my neck long, I'm gonna roll back. Feels so good. And I'm gonna come forward, reaching forwards. You can change directions, but reaching each way, and then we're gonna roll back. And I'm just gonna repeat this for 60 seconds, thinking about getting my inner hips to open and a nice long neck, opening my lower back. You'll notice I got a little further that time. All right, now I'm gonna work on my external rotation. So this is just a PNF. So that means we're gonna be applying pressure or contracting for a certain amount of time, and then we're gonna rest and see if we can stretch a little bit further. So I'm gonna have the PVC pipe, take it right outside of my arm, between my thumb and my pointer finger. And then from here, I'm gonna pull it gently across my body. So I'm externally rotating my shoulder. And then when I do this, I'm gonna pull and contract for 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3. Then I'm gonna relax for 3 seconds and see if I can stretch just a little bit further. Then I'm gonna do it again, pulling for 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna relax for 3 seconds. So I'm gonna complete that for about a minute per side. If I start to feel like my shoulder's opening up, then I might lift my PVC pipe and just kind of play with that range of motion, play with where my PVC pipe is, just to make sure I'm feeling it in my shoulder. For this next one, you're gonna need a band and a PVC pipe. So I'm gonna hook the band right in the middle of my PVC pipe. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on engaging my lats and then slowly letting the band pull my arms back, thinking about squeezing my shoulder blades together and keeping my neck nice and long. So we don't wanna have our shoulders hiked up into our ears. So the way it's gonna work, I'm gonna stand out so I have some tension. I'm gonna pull all the way forward so I can feel my lats engaged. And now I'm gonna release, keeping my midline in a hollow body position, focusing on trying to think about squeezing my shoulder blades back together or wrapping around my back. Holding here, and then I'm gonna repeat. So coming back down, I can step a little bit further. This is actually really hard for me because my left shoulder wants to internally rotate or hike up into my ear. So I'm trying to keep my neck nice and long and focus on feeling the middle of my back as I gently let the band pull my PVC back. But what I don't want to do is arch. I want to keep that hollow body position. I'm going to go one more time. Trying to get a little bit further each time. So for the next one, I'm actually on a 6-inch riser, but that's because I'm short and our pull bar at the gym is really, or in our garage gym is really high. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this band down to where I'm like inside of it. If I can get into it, we'll see. Yeah, okay. That's the hardest part of this stretch. Normally I would not hook it as high. I just don't have anywhere else to hook it. And then from here, I'm just gonna squat down and I'm gonna focus on opening up, kind of leaning back and rotating into this stretch. So really where I feel this is my upper and mid back, just to prep for the overhead pressing and also some of the overhead squatting. So sometimes when I'm at the gym, I like to hold that for about a minute. But when I'm at home, either I'll double my riser, so I'm 12 inches off the floor, or I'll just come up and I'll readjust a little bit and I'll pull the band down if I need to. So again, I'm just working on, pull this back. Oh, much better. So just working on opening up my upper back, maintaining a nice good squat position. And breathing deeply. That was my warm-up routine. I think it's super important to make sure that your body is prepped and you're ready for whatever session you're about to hit. So if we're doing a running session, making sure we're getting some strides, some stretching, but also prepping that movement pattern. So that's essentially what I was just doing with these stretches, is I was targeting specific muscle groups such as the squat and the hinge, warming up my triceps and my shoulders for the pressing. So just make sure you're taking care of your body, because we should view fitness as a long-term health and wellness routine. And we don't just want to get in and get out, or get into a gym, last 3 months, be injured because we didn't take care of our body and not be able to do it anymore. So make sure you take care of your body and just view it as a long-term regimen. That way we can keep staying fit and we can use it as our outlet if we're stressed, or just to set goals and have something to work towards. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or anything you want to see in upcoming videos, make sure you guys drop it in the comments below. And then please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel. It really does help. And we hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one.